Hi everyone. It's good to be here with you again on another Sunday. Can't believe May is just rushing by. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about trusting life, because now that everything is starting to ease up a little bit, we're starting to go through these phases where we're going to be able to bring more things back in our life, hopefully. I wanted to talk to you about trusting life, because all of us are in a place of allowing for everything to happen to us a lot. You know, we have no choice a lot of times with what's going on right now, and it is a time when I just want to be clear about trusting the process of life. You know, we have a lot of things that happen to us, and it seems like there's not a lot we can do. But recognizing we always have some kind of choice on how we navigate through these difficult times. So just to be able to recognize that that's all we have control over, and we are in that place of just allowing. You know, it's kind of like being in the middle of something. We're allowing for something to happen on one end, but we're also trying to be mindful of the way we go through it, the way we think about it, the way we look at how we can best go through this. And so what I want to say to you is, it's really important to always do a little internal check when something happens. So we have these things that happen. We don't know. We really don't know what's going to happen as these different phases are occurring, whether we're going to be quarantined again, whether everything's going to be added back. We really don't know how it's going to proceed. And so we have to be hopeful, and we have to keep the faith, and we have to recognize that I choose how I go through whatever the experience is. So, you know, we say this a lot. We say that, okay, yes, I'm in charge of my life, but do we really believe it? I had to laugh because my granddaughter, just a side note, gave me this coffee mug, and it says Boss Lady on it. And it says, that's right. I said to her, that's right. I'm the boss of my own life. That's it. I'm not the boss of anybody else or anybody else's life. Well, maybe Ben over here. But really controlling how I navigate through it. Now, you can be part of a couple, you could be part of a family, you could be part of a tribe, and you're still in this way of trying to figure out, although people around you may be falling or faltering or caught in a low vibration in the moment, panic, fear, whatever it is, frustration, that's coming up a lot for everybody, because, you know, everybody in the first month thought, oh, this is cool, I have time off and all of this, and now it's like, okay, I've about had it. I want to go out, I want to go to a restaurant, I want to go to the movies, or whatever the case may be. So this is a time when it's important for you to allow yourself to pull back from everybody else around you and check in. Somebody's got to be leading. And if your vibration is all over the place, if you are not able to control your energy in the moment, that is a hard place to be. You know, it was funny, many years ago, and we joke about it now. I had a businessman come to me, and he lets me share this story, and he didn't know what all this was about. Somebody gifted him with a session with me, and he wanted a healing, so he got on the healing table. He's got a pad and a pen, and he's laying upside down taking notes on things I'm saying during his healing. And he said, "What are you trying to do?" And I said, I'm doing energy management. Because I knew if I said, oh, I'm doing Reiki, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't fly. So I called it energy management. Well, because he was the CEO of a company and all of that, that rang truth with him. He's taking notes. Energy management. How do I manage the energy? And he felt in control and in charge. And I thought it was the cutest thing. Just change the language, right? And and that's kind of what we're doing, right? We have to learn to manage our energy and manage, especially being confined in a house with everybody else, or if you're alone, you get afraid, things come up. And so this is a time where if we manage our energy in the correct way, then everything else starts to fall into place. If we manage our energy and check in. I had a rough day yesterday. It was just one of those days. And I was overtired. And of course, if you don't get your needs met, you're overtired and trying to do too much, of course, you're not going to have the strength or the energy you normally would to, just plow through the difficulties. So instead, I found myself crying last night. And I'm fine today. I just had to get it out, and I did it, and I moved on. So I'm not telling you don't feel your feelings. You will feel your feelings. And this is how we get through all of this. We feel what we feel. We don't go into denial. And then we take inventory. Where am I right now? Am I a little sad? Am I depressed? Am I angry? Am I on top of the world? Where am I right now? And checking in every single morning when you get out of bed is a wonderful thing to do. Because when you check in, that's going to be awesome, because it's going to give you the heads up on, before you even get out of bed, what you need to do in order to change things. So as we create the energy we want around us, because you don't know what the day faces, right? You get out of bed, you've got children that are having a hard time on their computers with school or whatever the case may be, or the things you have to face in your day. You don't know what you're going to face, so you have to have the most energy and hold space. Holding space is one of the most beautiful things you could ever do for somebody else. You're holding a frequency, you're holding space for the other people or the other person to come into. So once you've done all of that and you realize, okay, I'm where I need to be, then you start trusting life a little bit more, because frequencies don't lie, folks. It's science. And so what happens is, as you start to go through your day, if you're in the right place, you're going to see you draw in the right things into your life. Okay? You'll have a better day. Things will go smoothly. We all have had those experiences when it's gone the opposite, right? So just knowing that and being in that place of, okay, I can control that. But then going in, taking it further and trusting life. As we are going through these different phases and bringing more and more back into our life, we want to trust what waits for us out there. We don't know. For many of you, you may have either been on hold with your job or lost your job, and you want to be in a place of recognizing that whatever ends up happening, it's for my highest and best, even though I may not know how this is going to turn out. Okay? We want to make sure that you're trusting that if you're not supposed to be at that job anymore for whatever reason that you don't even know, then bring it on. Let's move on. Because you're always up-leveling and upgrading. You never go down. It's not like, oh my God, this was a horrible job. It's you up-leveling your life. It's you telling Spirit, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. So trust the process with everything as you move forward, and allow yourself to just be in a place of opening the door for new things. If old doors close, trust the process. If from being in the house all this time with a partner or loved one, if you're having problems and now you're questioning even if that's the right person for you, even though it's hard, be a detective in your own life. Watch and see what happens. Don't make any rash decisions. See what happens. I know for many that I've been in touch with, when they were in this spot, they were able to work things out with their partner, which I think is amazing. Who would have thought, right? So this is a time to trust in life, to trust what's waiting for you, and to just know that that's all our job is. Trust the process and wait for the final result. You know, we're all in a hurry we live in a drive-through society and we want everything now. Well, hopefully this has slowed us down a little bit more and we're able to look at things in a different way. We're able to say, I may not know why I lost that job that I thought I loved, but let's see what the next one brings. Or, geez, I didn't know it was that bad in the relationship, but now I realize that I need to move on. And if that's the case, I wonder what waits for you. So that's a good question that you can ask your guides. I wonder what waits for me. Or please show me what waits for me. All right, so we're going to start with our cards for the up and coming week. We have spiritual strength as the first one. Very interesting card. Somebody dressed up in holy man's gear, and it sounds funny, holy man's gear, like a football game. And then we have a Buddha. But what it calls to me, it's a spiritual strength. But what calls to me is his hands are like this, almost like you go, you know, I don't know. It's funny. So let's see what, hold on. I was in the wrong place. Here we are. This card is coming forth to give you encouragement and remind you that you have the inner strength to complete whatever you've been working on. The final spirit card represents courage, discipline, stability, and persistence. You may be tired or weary from the struggle, but now is not the time to give up. Instead, tap into all of your inner resources for that one final push to achieve your desired outcome. You've been through so much to get to this point, and even though you may have acquired some scars from the battle, you're wiser and stronger for it. The enlightenment you've gained will be an invaluable resource. You may also notice that you're experimenting with different things in your life at this time. All of these experiences feed your spirit and offer you knowledge for the future. So that's an amazing one. It's beautiful. And it's, you know, it's just so funny. So when I see the Buddha's arms going, it just reminds me of like when you shrug your shoulder and it's like, I don't know, you know. We don't really know. So we have to stay tuned. The next one is from Denise Lynn's Native Spirit book, Ancestors. And around a stone circle, really nice. Wisdom is blossoming, even if there are unsettling situations in your life. There's a reason for it, and much good will occur as a result. Your ancestors are sending you incredible support to fulfill your dreams. Be aware of the coincidences, signs, and synchronicities around you. Watch for messages from your forefathers. No matter what's occurring on the surface of your life, your prayers are being answered in mysterious ways beyond your awareness. And what were we just talking about? So that's interesting. Then we go to Queen of the Moon, and we have Will. Decisions require action. You are in control of your life, what we were just talking about, and of your own decisions. No one else's. Passion and will determine a great proportion of your success. You will persist. You possess free will, which means you should focus on yourself first and avoid placing your will over another's. And the affirmation is, I have the will to make the change I need. Oh boy, really appropriate for what we talked about today. Okay, we have one more from Earth Magic from Stephen Farmer, and we have the wolf, which represents instinct. Some of the strongest characteristics of our brother and sister wolves are loyalty, companionship, playfulness, and affection. They are exceptional parents and take great care of their young. We see similarities to wolves in domesticated dogs, particularly in certain breeds. Yet these tamed and distant relatives have long ago transferred their loyalty and pack behavior to humans. Yet wolves are still carnivorous wild animals, surviving by seeking out whatever food is available that meets their dietary needs. This is instinctively driven and is the most basic and natural drive that all living things possess. Over the centuries, the encroachment of civilization into the wolf's natural territories and periodic scarcity of game have prompted these beings to hunt whatever they could, which at times includes a rancher's or farmer's cattle or sheep. This in turn has triggered a desire for revenge by these people, so they hunt and kill wolves, which have disseminated their ranks. It's the so-called civilized world clashing with the world of the wild and instinctual. You have lost touch with your instinctual sensitivities. It is the result of cultural prescriptions dictating that anything wild and instinctual is threatening and therefore has to be controlled or eliminated. Now is the time to overcome this limited mindset and tune into these instinctual cues. Let the spirit of wolf be your teacher and call upon this being for help identifying what those specific cues are saying. So, as we review the week, we have spiritual strength, ancestors, using your will, and the wild part of you and the instinctual part of you. So I want to say to all of you, thank you once again for supporting me, and I love doing these videos, so it gives me the opportunity to do what I love. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.